Welcome everybody to another wonderful installment of Peace, Love, and Idol. I've forgotten what episode it is, and without counting the results show as an actual episode, I thought it would get pretty confusing. So just going with the date. This is the March 14th, 2012 edition. Off the bat, I'm going to apologize because I look like a trash bag dragged in by a raccoon on a hot, muddy day. But I'm tired and I don't feel like getting my face put on and yeah, so I'm in a tank top because we're having a tropical fucking heat wave and I look like this. I'm gonna mess with the effects and maybe it'll make me look better and then you'll say, what do you mean you look like this? You look fabulous. But really right now as I'm talking I look terrible. I wanna like punch the webcam. Also, prior to this episode, if you don't live under a rock and have Facebook and television, you know that we're looking at a controversy this week. And I like how Ryan's trying to play it cool, like we don't have TMZ, People, Us Weekly, or friends who know the family, as I do. So, well, I'll just play it cool right now and say that it's the top 12, as you saw in my thing, but top 11. Don't be mad at me. Ryan came out and told us that the theme this week will be songs from the year you were born. I should have guessed. That's usually right around the second or third topic, theme, whatever. And that, sorry, that's my ponytail. Idol's never been one to shy away from controversy, and that someone will be going home due to elimination for lying about criminal history. I think he said that. Did he say that? Oh my god, what is this hair? Every week I have a hair issue. Whether I try to be cute or not. I'm so tired. I should be sleeping instead of doing this right now. There we go. And then just like jumped into performances. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same way I did it last time. I already watched performance number 1. But I'll just make a separate video about it. They showed baby pictures of the judges. Oh, and they mentioned that all the contestants were born between 1983 and 1995, and I not only look like a disgusting hag, I now officially am one because I am old. And that's about it. So they're gonna milk every minute of these 2 hours, I'm sure. And I just hope everyone does good, and the people who are supposed to be good are good, and those who are in the bottom redeem themselves. And that's that. So first up tonight was Phil Phillips, and we learned that the musical mentor is will.i.am. Ryan called him the favorite from last year. I don't know who they polled, but sure shit wasn't me, because last I checked, I could sing into an auto-tune machine just fine as well. Neither here nor there. So, songs from the year you were born. He might have said what year he was born because I was talking and I missed the package about him being a kid and I just didn't feel like rewinding it. Sorry. I'm so tired and cranky tonight. It should be called the Cranky Edition. But the song was hard to handle, and I believe it was like 91 ish. He's like 20, 21, right? Yeah. 1990. That makes sense. And what do you know? Oh, he was recovering from surgery to remove the kidney stones, which he said was last Thursday, but I'm thinking it was last Friday because Thursday he had gone to the hospital and he was back, and then they probably told him he had to have surgery, so then they probably start practicing for next week that night, I'm guessing. And he probably have surgery Friday. He looked still a little out of it. Probably on the morphine. Anyway, sang Hard to Handle by the Black Crowes, and what do you know? This boy can sing a melody written by someone else and not tarnish it. However, what I feared might happen when he did sing a song as it was written, or pretty much as it was written, took a few liberties with some notes here and there. I don't think he has like the confidence to stray out of like his box of notes like this, but I think he could if he did. But it was very, very so what for me. Like it was nothing special. I was really happy that he sang the melody and it was cool, but like I know a million people who sound just like that. There's really, I mean, nothing for me. There's nothing overwhelmingly special. I wish I felt the same way everyone else does about him, because then at least I would feel like I was in the majority. I just don't. I mean, way to get out there while you're feeling sick, and it was definitely better than last week. I'll give him that. And I just don't know where he would fit radio wise, but I don't necessarily think that you have to be on the radio to be popular. He'll have his niche, I guess. But I gave it a 3.5. I thought it was better than last week, but again, nothing earth shattering. I don't know. That's just how I feel. So next up was Jessica Sanchez, and we learned that she was born on August 4th, 1995, and it made me die a little inside. And she chose Turn the Beat Around. Immediately upon hearing that's the song she chose, I wrote right here in my notes that the list for 1995 songs must have been either stuff she didn't know. That's kind of hard. I mean, well, 95, I'm sure you know some of the songs in 95, but either stuff she really didn't know or that was the best of them. Yikes. I just had to learn Turn the Beat Around, like to sing, because I was supposed to be singing this weekend, but I'm not. And it's annoying. It's much like the dog that you probably hear barking right now in the background of my video. And so, like, not my favorite disco jam. And not surprisingly easy to sing. In the rehearsal, when they told her to like be cocky with it and bring the band in, she hit like a really sour note when she brought the band back in. So I was like, whoa, she better not do that when she sings it. But other than that, I thought her voice sounded good. I was afraid maybe for the like not so much for the upbeat song, but for the upbeat disco song. She doesn't really have a disco voice. But her performance, I loved her outfit. I mean, I guess she had to be size 0 to wear something like that, but it was definitely good. And it was the first time I ever really liked the song. I thought she sounded good. She came back in strong on that note that I said was sour in the rehearsal. And she did a couple of cool things to try to show off her voice. The judges seemed to think it was behind the melody. I didn't hear it. I mean, I would rewind it and listen back, but I don't feel like it. I understand what they're saying about the vibrato. She doesn't need to just sing about the vibrato sometimes. But I didn't, like, they were, like, not clapping or anything at the end of it. I didn't feel like it was that bad at all. I think she did her thing with a shitty song, and I'm glad that she said that there was nothing on the list, because it probably wasn't. For you to pick Turn the Beat Around, I mean, there has to be no songs on the list for me to choose Turn the Beat Around. Like, really? So I gave her a 4.5. She can sing. She can sing. Like, that's the end all be all. I don't know what they want. And then Stephen says that you should never stray from ballads. Do you want to buy an album of all ballads? Even Celine Dion does an up-tempo number from time to time. I don't want you to sing all ballads. I'll shoot my brains out. So, if I were her, I would just sing and let these three losers fucking say whatever they want. And that's the mood I'm in today. Woo! Next up will be Heejun, supposedly singing a Richard Marx song, and I'm nervous. So, alright, let's move the table. Next up was Heejun. You can tell by my tone, it was less than thrilled. They didn't say his birthday. They just said he was born in 1989. And I don't know if that's because, well, I don't know what kind of Asian he is. What kind of Asian, that might be wrong. But maybe, like, they don't do the birthdays like people. But again, I don't know what they said for Phil. If it was just a cultural thing or not, or whatever. But anyway, he was born in 1989, and his parents speak native language. Again, I don't know which kind of Asian. And they were very emotional, and they had subtitles. I thought it was very cute when his whole family was on the porch. Woo! Holla! Text message. Saying that they want him to be the next American Idol. It's cute that they said it. Never gonna happen. So then we're whisked away to the rehearsal, and we find out he's singing Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx. Nice big ballad from the end of the 80s. And they had to give him a little lesson on how to make the word chance actually sound like the word chance. His modulation was pretty crisp in rehearsal. He asked will.i.am for an autograph. It was cute. The whole rehearsal piece was cute. It could be cute all day and all night. It's not going to make the performance cute. No fucking secret. I'm not a fan, and I continue not to be a fan. It was so breathy, it might as well have been Marilyn Monroe singing fucking Happy Birthday, Mr. President. And yeah, it sounded like he had one lung and needs an oxygen tank, and still he couldn't get through a whole phrase. And it was pitchy, he was under a lot of the notes. He wears those glasses with no frames, he looks so fucking stoic. He doesn't move, he does not move when he's singing, not one iota. I didn't like it. And I was right on with Randy about what he said, and fuck the audience, because I hate when they boo when shit is true. That's what this vlog should be called. Wait, there was something I did not fully agree with. Oh, Randy said to him that when they met him, he was singing R&B, and he had swag. But if my memory serves, and it usually does, he sang Michael Bolton, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You, not once, but twice, for televised auditions. Michael Bolton had swag, then I can't even think of a fucking witty punchline. Because that's how ridiculous that phrase is. I think Randy lost his goddamn mind. And of course, J-Lo has to be nice. Oh, there were a few bumps here and there. There were a few notes that were good here and there. And they love his voice and they say it's so special. I said, where? Like, again, another person I just don't get. He is funny, okay? And he is a nice guy. His girlfriend's cute in the audience. But I am over it. Like John Stevens over it. I wanted to hang myself every week that this fucking guy stayed around. And it's going to happen again, because good people are going to get kicked off and not be able to go on the tour, and this Fruit Loop is going to be going. Just not good enough, buddy. It's okay. There's millions of people who just aren't good enough. You're one of them. Maybe I should not do this video when I'm this tired. But I'm over it. I gave it a 3, and that's just because, like, it wasn't a total train wreck. If he scores higher than a 3 for me while he's on the show, I will fly there and kiss his feet on national television. It's not going to happen. I guarantee you he'll be the worst tonight, and he'll still be in the top. He could have had controversy. I almost gave away the controversy. And they would have kept him That's how like attached to the show he is. I'm over you. Next up we have Elise and DeAndre, so hopefully my bad mood will be erased. Next up was Elise, and she was born 1983, which thank God makes me not feel too old. And she decided to sing Let's Stay Together. They didn't give her a birthday even. Oh yes, they did. Blah, blah, blah. 7/29/83. And the rehearsal piece was pretty quick and on the mill, and they just gave her a couple pointers. So into the performance, I felt the beginning was really, really rushed, and that the accompaniment, to me, sirens now, sounded weird. I don't know if to me, I felt like she was coming in earlier than where I felt the natural like progression of the accompaniment, but it felt very rushed to me. It was good and everything, but it just felt really rushed. I don't know what they were rushing to. Then the whole band kicked in, and she definitely felt more comfortable after that. I would have liked to hear another verse. She sang the chorus like 12 times. I don't need to hear that chorus 12 times. Yeah, one more verse with the band would have been cool. Listen, no one ever even calls me or texts me, and now I'm getting texts. And then she could have done some choruses. I liked the run at the end. I liked her rasp. She seemed comfortable. She seemed confident. She seemed like last week was just a blip on the radar. And I mean, it wasn't like an overwhelmingly great like vocal show. It was just a really well performed song. I really like her, and I really hope she stays in the competition for a long time. I would like love this world if Elise and Erica both stayed in really long. I mean, I love my boys, but I think they have the most potential for me. Yeah, so I give her 4.75. Had she not rushed that beginning, it probably would have been a 5. I really, really liked it. I'm glad she seemed upbeat and positive and not so, like last week she seemed angry. But she would do it. So good job, Elise. Next up was DeAndre, and he was born in 1994, and they did not say his birthday. But what I do love is when they were showing the pictures that he had on a Raiders shirt, when he had a little green like Easter grass on his head, and then when he was doing 76 trombones, there was a big Raiders like tapestry on their window. Raiders family! If I didn't like you, I would have liked you now, but now I just like you more. Hope you like the Raiders. I don't see him being a big football fan. No offense, but hopefully he was brought up correctly as a Raiders fan. So when he went in to the rehearsal, he was going to sing Can You Feel Love Tonight by Elton John, which I don't feel was a great song choice. There had to be something better on 1994's list of approved songs. And Jimmy and Will were really opposed to him singing it. At first he held his ground and was like, yeah, I like it. And then they said Do Endless Love at that point was done by Luther and Mariah. So he went with that. And I was afraid because I feel when a song is a duet, you're so used to hearing it as a duet and it being separated into parts. And even when you try to sing a duet as a solo song, it's hard because you're so used to the way the other person does their parts. It was very boring. Like Randy hit the nail on the head. It was boring. He looked uncomfortable. He looked unsure. He was not really able to do his thing. He got to a point like in the bridge where he did like a little bit of his thing, but it was not my favorite. And I do think they should have just let him pick the song that he picked. I mean, I don't think that would have been any greater of a song choice, but at least he picked it and he felt comfortable in it, not giving it to him, and then now he feels he has to do it because two of music's biggest people in the industry are telling him what to do. I wrote a lot. Nothing was wrong with it, but it just was really boring. It it just missed the mark. After last week where he showed us he could perform his ass off and then we're sleeping, basically. It was not a good look. J-Lo actually made a great point that I had made when Colton sang Paramore. She said that sometimes what gives a song that swell, I think is the word she used, but like hits that emotional chord is the key it's in. And when you have to lower it for the entire song, it loses some of that. And that song lost something lowering it, just like it lost something when Colton lowered it. The song as a whole, it just doesn't hit you the same way. But I like that song normally. I mean, not enough to like listen to it every day. When it comes on, I'm like, oh yeah. More because it reminds me of Happy Gilmore. But friends, listen to Endless Love in the Dark. Anyway, so that was a good point by J-Lo. It's few and far between that she makes a good point. So I gave it a 4 because I love him and I really just felt like it was boring. I just want him to find his niche, and like America is hard on him. Like they didn't vote him through to the top 10, so because he chose a song no one knew, and this was boring, and I'm gonna vote for him because I really think he's very, 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 very talented. We'll see. Next up is Shannon. Let's hope she can redeem herself from last week. The dog is out again. But next up was Shannon, and she was born on October 21st, 1995. We're back to 95 again, and she made a comment that she had a lot of unique songs to choose from. During the rehearsal piece, they had her listen to No Doubt's Don't Speak, and she kind of they made it sound like she listened to a couple of songs. I would have really liked to see her do something from a different genre because she thinks that she's an R&B singer. But I would really like to see how she sounds in another genre because perhaps she isn't. I only used to sing like big singer songs when I was younger. Whitney, Mariah, Celine, And as I got older, I realized that A, I can't really sing that stuff anymore that well. But 2, that's not really the genre where my voice does the best. Who knew? I mean, that's just what's popular for singers or whatever, but I think it would have been really nice to see her do something else, especially after this performance. But she chose One Sweet Day, which again is a duet, and again felt the same weird way with only one person singing. Yeah. So that's it, really, for the performance. I told her to lay down to work on her breathing, and she does need help on her breathing. And it was, I don't know, the rehearsal was, I didn't hear anything that made me think she should stick with this song. They should have pushed her to change the song. But they did with DeAndre. P.S. I've never seen anyone wear so many dressy shorts in my life. I mean, I guess when you're 6 feet tall, you look good in shorts. She wore black satin shorts in Hollywood, and now today she had on gold sequin shorts. I haven't worn shorts in 10 years out of the house, so must be nice to be 6 foot tall. And like with stockings, like I didn't get the memo. I'm not tall and skinny, so whatever. For me, again, okay, first of all, it's a duet and it sounded weird. 2, did she come in late or was that just me? 3, does she have a problem with key or is my ears just broken? Like, it didn't sound, sorry, it did not sound in the pocket to me. I don't know, I mean, you can't blame it on the band. They're the band. I'm going to blame it on the 16-year-old singer. I think she has a problem with key in that big of an arena because she did not have that problem in any of her other auditions. And like, was I on crack? Like the judges, did it sound different live? Are they going to feel differently about that when they watch it back tonight? I did not like it. She was trying too hard. She was weird on the key. The modulation was weird, and that note when she hit me in the chorus after the modulation was blah, blah, blah. I didn't think the run at the end was good. I was really hoping she would do better than last week. I swear I didn't go into it thinking she was going to be bad. I swear I didn't. I want to see her sing something where she isn't trying so hard. She's trying so hard to be runs and R&B, and it's not working. I don't know why. She's picking songs that are too big. But she killed What a Wonderful World in Hollywood. Killed it. But even then, I was on the fence about her voice, and now I gave it a 3. I'm trying to be nice. She's gotta do something, or it's gonna be curtains. Curtains, I tell you. Or maybe not, because America hates me. But I gave it a 3. I wasn't a fan of her and her shorts and her key issues. If it's me, tell me it's me, because I'm starting to think I'm going crazy. If someone else listened to that and thought it was good, by all means, leave me a comment and tell me why, because I will gladly take it into consideration. So on a brighter note, next up is my Boo Boo Colton, who I actually tweeted the other day and asked him if he liked cougars and that my love for him was deep and inappropriate. Probably won't be following me anytime. But apparently he's going to be choosing an obscure song according to Ryan, so, it probably just means, it wasn't in the top 40. It's by White Lion, so it's probably When the Children Cry or whatever that song was called. Not super obscure if you know anything. The show's pissing me off today. Can you tell? So next up was my inappropriate love of life, Colton Dixon. And we did not get to know his birthday, and it's probably because they're putting a temporary restraining order on me as we speak. They don't want me to send him any inappropriate gifts for his birthday. We do know he was born in 1991, which makes me sad. But on the other hand, when I'm 40, he'll be 29, so we can be together. Depending on when his birthday is in 1991. Anyway, put my love aside, and P.S. How adorable do you look in the rehearsal piece, hat and the hair coming down and whatever. So he chose a song called Broken Heart by White Lion. I was wrong. I thought he was going to go with a song that we knew, but not everyone would know. I don't remember ever hearing this song. And the rehearsal piece was just, you couldn't really I couldn't get a feel during the rehearsal piece. So I was actually kind of nervous going in. So he's like, I'm gonna put my twist on it and do and whatever. But it was super cute that he loves Daughtry and that they're Twitter friends and they had lunch or dinner or whatever. And he was like, pick songs that people know. And he was, and I'll start that next week. How perfect are his teeth, by the way? Look, if anyone out there knows I don't mind a younger guy, 27 or older guy who looks anything like that, preferably with some tattoos underneath all of that black skinniness, hook his sister up. Don't necessarily send him these videos, especially this one because I look like shit. But let me know because that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so I'm done with that. So we went into it and started off slow, and I really did enjoy how it started off slow and then kind of went into it. I would have liked it to be even harder. It sounded like hard rock for Idol, like when they take songs and make them kids bop. You know what I mean? It wasn't quite as hard as I guess that was still kind of hair metal in '91. It just didn't sound as hard as I wanted it to, but I liked it. The big note, yes, the big note. It was good. There was nothing wrong with it vocally for me. I just would have liked it to be a little harder. I want his voice to be harder. I think he thinks his voice is harder, but I really liked it. I think he's doing his thing. Steven was hard on him. I could see where Steven's a dick. I don't know if you heard this week that he basically badmouthed all of the members of Aerosmith um, in an interview. Basically a fucking douchebag. But I can see now where that he didn't give any really explanation as to why he didn't like it. He just thought it was the wrong song choice. And J Lo was just like making me be in love with him more, talking about Colton as a lover and that he's pretty. Like, duh. Hated the jacket, but we don't even need a jacket in this scenario. I gave it a 4.75. I really liked it. I don't give a fuck about the Colton haters. They can all kiss my ass. I hate Heejun and Shannon and Phil, so go fuck yourself. Totally sober. I would have given it a 5 if it rocked a little bit harder. I love him. I don't really care. I loved Stefano last year. I didn't care about the haters. They can all kiss my ass. And he is hot as balls too. Oh my god, Stefano, if you are watching this, call me. You're too young for me too, but I don't care. 4.75. Love him. I'm gonna vote for him 50 times. He's not going anywhere, America. Well, next up was Erica, and now my mood has totally changed because they also wrapped up the controversy during the segment. So, apologize because I got a little emotional. Next up was Erica, and she was born in 1985, and they stopped giving the birthdays, which I like to hear. But in her little piece, it seemed like she was a tomboy. She wanted to play hard baseball, and I just thought it was cool. Little piece that her mom did. She chose Heaven by Bryan Adams, which I thought was going to be a really good song choice for her, and it sounded really good in the rehearsal. I loved the idea that Jimmy had about the band going out and then coming back in. But for some reason, she could just not grasp the timing or the phrasing in the rehearsal piece. She messed it up, and then live, she messed it up even worse. So I love her voice. She's like my number one favorite. And for me, this just didn't come to fruition the way that I heard it in my head when they said this was the song she was doing. It started weird. The first note out the gate was off. And I do not know whose idea the weird phrasing at the end of the thinking of that younger years. They're like, why did they do that? Why did she sing it like that? She did it twice. It was distracting and weird. And it never really got back on track for me. I really didn't like that. Loved her outfit. They were definitely right. She looks the best that she has all season. The break live. What they wanted her to do was, baby, you're all that I want. Break. When you're lying. The band should come back in on lying. I can't even duplicate what she did. Weird phrasing. Like she couldn't do the phrasing a cappella. Like just sing it like you would. Let the band do their thing. They're gonna come. Rely on them. They're gonna come back in when they're supposed to. So that was just weird, and they edited the words down weird in the bridge for me anyway. It was pretty bad, that whole middle. I was disappointed. I really wanted it to be better than it was. I agreed with them, with the judges. She should have just sang the song. As a great song, she would have done it great by just singing it with her voice. The right way, with the right phrasing, and the right timing. I gave her a 4.25, which is probably generous because I love her. But I really just didn't think it did not gel. The idea was great. What she produced was not. And if she really was in the bottom last week, and that wasn't just for suspense, she's gonna be in trouble thus far. But I love her. I'm gonna vote for her because I think she is great. So next up, in the place of where the ninth singer would have been, I guess this is where he would have been singing. They addressed the controversy with Jermaine Jones, as most of us probably already read during the week. He was asked to leave the competition. They did sit down with him, which was cool that they showed us that they confronted him. Surprised that he kept it together. I probably would have been but he has 4 active warrants for him and two. Well, I don't know if 2 of them. I mean, on 2 separate occasions he gave the police fake names, which is probably because he had warrants open like that. But it is a rule, and everyone else who's ever had active warrants, whenever they found out about it, whether it's been in Hollywood or 5 weeks into the show, they've been asked to leave. I mean, even though it's they're clearly not for felonies, or they would have been oh, he's on American Idol. We knock right on the door of the fucking wherever they are. They would have come to get him. But it's kind of it's about aiding and abetting, but it's you're promoting the success of this person. He won. So Nigel said if he would have come clean about it, they might have been able to help. I mean, when he was reading the paperwork they had him sign, he should have got it together with some of his family or something and got them paid off, so he could have continued on the competition because it sucks. And then he's all nice, and I feel a certain weird connection because not only is he from New Jersey, but one of my old coworkers who I still talk to is very good friends with him and his family, and his mom. So it's ugh. So then, they show the rehearsal of him singing Somewhere Out There, which I love that song. And it was just good, and I just felt bad, and I got a little emotional for him, because it's embarrassing. And of course you don't want people to judge you and think that you're, this, that, and the other thing. Everyone goes through drama, but if you don't want your drama out there in the world, you should try your best to take care of it or let them know. Maybe they could have helped him out. I don't know. You don't know, but you live and you learn. What can you say? I think he's a great guy and a great talent, and hopefully he'll be able to get this behind him and move on and do some work singing out in the world. So I got a little emotional there or whatever. I'll be alright. So, the one thing also that Ryan did mention is that he said, business as usual tomorrow. Someone will be in danger of going home, which leads me to believe that the judge's save still does exist, because he didn't say would be going home, he said in danger of going home. Haven't addressed it yet. But I guess maybe because last week was, the boys versus girls thing. So maybe they will say whether that's it. And then, I mean, because Jermaine is gone, there's only one more person who's not going to be going on the tour. And that should be Heejun. Next up is Skylar. So next up was Skylar, and she was born in 1994. And she was a badass kid, and she liked to bang her head against things. That's what we learned. So in the rehearsal piece, she chose Love Sneaking Up on You by Bonnie Raitt. And after she sang it, Will and Jimmy tried to get her to change her song, just probably to something that more people knew. And they gave her some really good suggestions. Hold My Hand by Hootie and the Blowfish, she could have totally done that. Country. I mean, Darius Rucker's a country singer now. All I Want to Do by Sheryl Crow, she definitely could have killed that. And he asked her if she knew who the Gin Blossoms were. I don't remember what song. I mean, they had a couple hits in '94, so she definitely could have made that country too. I liked all those choices, but and then Will I Am wanted her to do Fantastic Voyage by Coolio, which I can't believe was '94. I feel like that was yesterday. Remember that fucking song with all the people getting out of the trunk in the video? Because I remember it used to be on MTV, they had a countdown show, before TRL, after school, and that and Basket Case by Green Day were in the top 2 spots for weeks. Anyway, my mom's gonna come in now. I hear her. So he wanted her to do it country, which was ghetto country, but she stuck with her guns and stuck with the song because she felt more comfortable with it. And she really did her thing. It's not the greatest song for like singing, but she did her thing with it. Really wasn't much wrong with it, except that we lost some of her low notes in the very, very beginning. You could barely hear her. So I gave it a 4.75. Otherwise, I probably would have given it a 5. And you're gonna be on the video. No, you weren't. And yeah, that's really all. She did her thing. And next up will be Joshua. Excuse me. Did anyone? Did you? Can you? What just happened on that stage? Next up was Joshua, and he just annihilated the competition. He took it and snapped it in half and threw it out the window and was like, what? 5. I can't even comment on that because it's that good. I have no authority to comment on what I just watched twice. I'll probably watch it 5 more times before I go to bed. I was tired, now I'm awake. Get out of my life, that was so good. That is how you sing with the band. That is timing. Where do those notes come from? Modulation in a growling head voice. Accurate. Taking off the coat. Oh, so good. I can't even. 500. 5,000. I would hate to be Holly right now because she now has to come out and sing after that. The only thing I will disagree with is that it is not the best thing ever on American Idol, which Jennifer Lopez said. We all know who has taken the Idol crown from me and basically ruined it. Until this moment, has ruined American Idol because he was that good. Trivia. If you know anything about me, you'll know this answer, and then maybe this will force you to comment if you know the answer to who has the best American Idol performance from me. He definitely is in the top 5 with that, but whoa. Different leagues than all the rest of these people look like jokers next to that. It's a 5. I don't have anything to say. He was born on 4/9/92. He sang in church. It's all we learned beforehand. And then he was like, I'm the best singer ever. He doesn't even need to be on this show. Why is he not already famous? I'm going to stop talking because we have one more left. And she might as well just come out and say, I don't even want to sing now. And she's good, but my mind has been officially blown. So last up tonight was Holly, and she is in a shit spot because she has to sing after Joshua just blew the gates off of whatever theater they're singing in this year. She was born on 7/5/93, and she is British. I wasn't quite sure where that accent was from. Hers is not as much as her parents. You only hear it like every couple of words, but once you hear it, it's like it snowballs. I love it. I want an accent in my life. How funny is her dad, by the way? And then he got choked up. I thought it was cute. So yeah, she chose "Power of Love" by Celine Dion. I feel like I've been hearing a lot of the same songs from her voice and American Idol this year. Coincidence? I don't know. Big song. She has a great big voice, but people have been misstepping with their big songs this week. So it sounded great in the rehearsal, but we didn't really hear too much. She impressed Jimmy and Will. And zip to the performance. She looked amazing. The dress was amazing. Her hair extensions were amazing. Started a little rough for me. Again, out the gate was a stumbly note, and then she was off of the music. She was a little bit rushed, I believe. Definitely ahead of the arrangement. But she got it back together when it got to the chorus. Pitchy in a couple places for me. But she brought it home where it counts. She almost lost that last note. Almost. It could have gone either way. Thank God it went the right way. It was not her best for me, but I mean, I don't know that she could have really done anything after Joshua. That just sucks. Sucks that he had such a good, for her, that he had such a good night. I love her though. I love that voice comes out of her. Like I said, she's made to sing with theme song to a Disney movie. I gave her 4.5. There's just a couple of those little things that really stopped it from being phenomenal. Could have been much worse. I mean, when you stumble out on the first note, you almost want to pull a Brooke White and be like, "Can I start that shit again?" Yeah. Just real quick, I always admit when I was very cranky when the show began, but when they showed the numbers again, I would just like to say that I enjoyed Phil more than I did when I watched it, out the gate. Maybe that was my mood, but I definitely liked the piece I saw better. Didn't really change where he fell for me, like in line with all the other acts, but I liked it a lot more. But I don't know, it must have been my mood. So, Phil fans, I am sorry. Still wasn't my favorite or anything, but definitely liked it better. And there was one other thing. Oh, I didn't hear what the judges were saying about Jessica's vibrato making her be off the beat. I didn't hear it. She was doing her vibrato, but she was right in line with the backup singers, and she came right in on the right place. I don't know. Maybe it sounded different in the live performance, and then they'll see that on the recording we didn't get what they got. There was something else that I felt like, I don't know. Anyway, I just wanted to give props to Phil because it was much better than I initially said. When I watch this back, I'm gonna be like, whoa, I was a bitch. But I'll put my rankings at the end, but real quick, number one of the night was Joshua. If he's in the bottom, really the show needs to go because I'm gonna watch that 5 more times, like I said, before the bed. Followed by Skylar for me. I had a couple people I gave a 4.75, but I think of those people, hers was the most accurate. She's a performer, man. I really enjoy her performances. Next up was Colton. I know I'm gonna catch flack for putting Colton number 3. I love him. I think he did his thing tonight. That middle high big note was really great. And I think he's the star. I don't know. Followed up by Elise, and then Jessica and Holly rounding out at number 6. And then Erica at 7, DeAndre at 8, which breaks my heart because I love him. I just think the song was just not good. But he's going to fall in that middle, I hope. And I have Phil at 9, based on the score I gave him. I doubt me being in a better mood would have changed the score. Really. Shannon and Heejun. I'm glad that Randy said it because everyone seemed in a different class next to Joshua, and then there's some really good singers. He has no business being near a stage that Joshua would have. Sorry. That's how I feel. So, we'll be back tomorrow with the results. Again, I have to work, so I'll watch it when I get back. And it'll probably be a short video unless I have a heart attack. I guess Daughtry is performing, which is cool. I really like him. I don't know who else is going to be coming. Ugh, I hope not Will.i.am. He was hilarious, though, tonight as the mentor. As much as I hate the music that he does, well, I don't hate all music. I hate Black Eyed Peas music. He produces catchy music for other artists. He's just not my favorite artist because I just don't think that, speaking into a vocoder is, talent. He's a good producer, though. So I really hope he doesn't perform. But he was funny tonight. I liked the episode. I liked the song from the Ariel one. Good one. I was thinking today, I was listening to a song that was out when I was 13. I think they should do songs from when you were 12 or something, just to mix it up because everyone was 12 at different times. Songs when you were 5. I don't know. Just me. So, what did you think? Leave me some comments. Follow me. Subscribe to me. Do it all. And answer the bonus question, and I'll be your best friend. Which was who has ruined American Idol for me because it'll never be as good as it was when he was on the stage. The season as a whole wasn't great, but you should know this. If you don't know this, you don't even know me. You shouldn't be watching. That's it. I'm out. It's late. See you tomorrow, and have a lovely night. Enjoy the heat wave. Bye.